everyone. So this will be the artwork that we will be creating today. Okay, this is a winter landscape, and we need only two colors: the cobalt blue and the black. It is very easy to use inks, and actually, I prefer watercolor inks rather than watercolor cakes or tubes because they are highly pigmented and diluted and vibrant also. So these inks that I use, these are from fresh paints. Okay, so let me show you. This is the box, and these are professional artist watercolor inks, color of 16 set of 16 colors, sorry. And the price is very affordable. You will get it only for 700 rupees. That's it. And this is one of the best watercolor inks I have ever used. The reason being because these are dye based, and you just need one or two, three drops of the color for your whole painting. If you are drawing on A5 or A4, that is all you need. Two or three drops of the color, and you can dilute it as per your liking, how much darker the shade you want or how much light the shade I want. So for example, in this whole painting I have used only cobalt blue. That's it, cobalt blue and black. And for snow I have used white gouache. Okay, so if you don't have white gouache, you can also use acrylic. That's not at all an issue. So the point is, if you're a beginner and you want to start your journey in watercolor inks, these are the best options for you. So I'll suggest give it a try. They are beautiful colors, vibrant,
Does it
and
reactivate? Does it
pardon?
reactivate? Does it
Yeah,
reactivate the
yes,
watercolor?
yes, yes. It does reactivate.
So, I'm still little hesitant to pick it up. That's why I joined this workshop to see it. Because from what I got on YouTube, it was said that inks generally don't reactivate, like how
No, no, no,
watercolor
no. That is
it does.
actually
Uh-huh.
that is true about acrylic inks.
Okay,
Watercolor inks can be reactivated, and these can be reactivated because
okay,
I'll
okay,
show you my color palette, but it is way dirty. But I know what are the colors, where it is. See, this is my color palette. So this is
okay,
brown, this is cobalt blue, this is Persian blue, and there are just drops of the colors in it. Okay.
okay,
And this is my primary means red, yellow, orange. These are the shades. So I don't use much of the ink because even if you're just the color you thought कि नहीं यार इसमें बहुत जरा सा color है, but this much of color is good to cover your two three paintings at least. So the best part about these colors are these are reactivated, and you can use it in many forms. Like, see, these are all my watercolor inks paint. This is a gouache painting, and this is a watercolor ink painting. So you can see the colors are way vibrant and beautiful. Plus, they won't dull by the time. There are many colors that when you are done with your painting after a few days or after a few weeks, they tend to lose the vibrancy of them. So, but this is not the scenario with these inks. Whatever you paint, the color will be vibrant and beautiful all the time. So you don't have to, many people do matte finish varnish spray. So I usually don't do that because somewhere I don't feel comfortable using those on my watercolor paintings. But this is the best that you can go. And if you're starting your journey in watercolor inks, just give it a try. You'll love these inks. These are really beautiful colors. So that is it. But definitely, it's good. You should go for them. You're gonna love it totally. So let me brief you about a bit about the paper when you are working with watercolor inks. Okay, so it should be 300 GSM, 25% cotton is perfect. If you don't have 25% cotton, then you can go with 300 GSM, no worries. But try to make sure that you are using the right paper if you want your colors to pop out in your painting. Okay. When you are not using the appropriate paper, what happened when you work on the right paper, the paper absorbs the color granules. Okay, the color, the dye of the color, it just absorbs, and when it dry, the main color is reflect when your painting is completely dry. So make sure you are using a 300 JSM 25% cotton or 100% cotton paper. That is completely fine. First thing. Second, when you are using watercolor inks, make sure to take 1 or 2 drop. That's it. Don't waste any more color, because even with a drop, you can create multiple shades, multiple variants, and tonal values of the color. Okay, like in this painting, I've just used this color, the cobalt blue, from their uh, collection of inks. And then there is black. That's it. And for snow, I have used a white gouache. If you don't have white gouache, then it's completely fine. You can use white acrylic. Okay. So don't stress about it. And that's it about the art supplies. And the brush that I'm going to use, it is a flat brush, 10 number, and round brush, 7 number. And this is a liner brush, 0 number. So about the brushes, I use very basic brushes for my paintings. I don't invest in hi-fi brands and all. These are the basic brushes that you can get at any stationery. Okay. So we are going to work on wet technique, right? So what is wet on wet technique? Wet on wet technique is the technique in which we wet the background first with 3-4 washes of clear water. And once it is done, once your paper has an even shine on the surface, that means it's ready for the painting, right? So what I have done, I have taped down my paper, right? And I'm gonna divide it into 2 parts, and I'm gonna use masking tape for it. Okay, this is my masking tape, and I'm gonna use it like this. So let's start the painting. So I'm gonna take my flat brush, that is 10 number, and I'm gonna give a clear wash of water. Don't put too much. Don't put too much of water. Right. You have to spread it evenly. Make the strokes from left to right and right to left. Can you see the shine on the paper? That is what I'm talking about. Now you can add your colors here. So I'm gonna take my round brush and I'm gonna take. See, the color is in my palette, and I'm just reactivating it. The question that ma'am was asking, it is very easy. Okay. So I'm gonna start from the top like this. Okay. And we have to make random strokes because we are painting a foggy winter evening. So just make the random light strokes with your brush. Don't put too much of color in your brush. Okay. We have to leave white spaces in between. Okay. Now it's just giving the effect of the clouds. And I'm gonna take a bit of color, my brush also, and I'm gonna paint here. So on this line, we are gonna put a darker tone, right? And I'm gonna add some water on it, and I'm gonna drag that to the middle area. Okay, so we have to darken this area. This is because this is the reflection shadow, I can say, the shadow area behind our trees. So just tilt your sketchbook and put a bit of water on it, and then your color starts flowing. Okay, like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry about that. First thing, if you have a hair dryer, you can also use this technique. You can just spread your color with the help of the hair dryer. Okay? And I'm gonna let it dry now. Okay, so let's remove the tape. And this is the part where we have painted the background for our trees and the sky all together. Okay, so let me know when you are done because it will take at least 2 to 3 minutes to dry and then we will proceed further. So my painting is dry and I have taken a pencil and I'm gonna draw a light guideline for our river. Gonna take a look. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna take my flat brush. Okay, and I'm gonna just add water where I have drawn that line. Okay, and just damp your brush. Don't add too much of water because otherwise, then your color will start flowing from here and there, and you are not able to control it. If you feel your paper is dry, then just add one more coat of water, but make sure it should be damp only. There should not be too much of water. Okay. Now we are gonna take our round brush and I'm gonna take color and I'm gonna add on the edges, right? So you have to take the medium tonal value. Medium tonal value means not too dark, not too light, just a sufficient balance. Okay. And clean your brush and then just spread this color on the opposite side of the river bank also. So this will be the reflection in water that we have painted above, right? And I'm gonna drag it. Okay. So here also I'm gonna add some dark edges. If you're closely observing that I'm only using the tip of my brush, right? And like this. Okay. Now I'm gonna add a dark value on the extreme edges. So you have to work quickly because it is a watercolor painting and your paper will dry. So make sure you are working fast enough to cover this thing. That what I'm doing right now. Adding a dark tonal value on the edges. Okay. And with a clean brush, I'm gonna merge it. And where you feel your edges are not crisp, just take your brush and do like this. Okay. See, it is giving the shadow effect. Okay. And the same thing we are gonna repeat on this side. So this is called uh, wet on dry because on this side my paper is dried actually, and I'm just adding highlights with the darker tonal value of my cobalt blue. Kind of shading part we do. It's like that. And because when you're adding the shaded part, na, only then you can show the depth in water. Otherwise, it will look bland or flat surface. Okay. So now in this part, I'm gonna use wet on dry, right? Just add, just clean your brush in water and use your flat brush and take this side like this. Tilt your brush on the side and then edge it. If you added extra water like me, just remove it like this. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my round brush and I'm gonna draw straight lines like this. Okay. And this part is done. So now let it dry and then we will start on the trees in the background here. So I'm gonna quickly dry it with the help of my hair dryer. The hair dryer comes in very handy when you're working in multiple layers in watercolor. Okay. So you can invest in one if you're a regular watercolor painter. So our work with cobalt blue is done. Now we need the black color, okay, to draw the trees. And so I'm gonna take my liner brush and I already have black color in my palette. And this will dry in some time. Till then, we are gonna draw trees here, like the way here I have done. Okay, let's get started. Yes, I'm back. So I'm gonna start from here. If you don't have any liner brush, you can use a zero number brush also. And you have to work slowly on this area because we don't want too much of thick lines. And just random branches here and there. Okay. And one here. I'm gonna add the last one. I'm gonna use my round brush 7. I've just cleared it in water. There's no color in it. And I'm gonna spread it here. Okay. Clean it in the water and just merge it to the white background. Here, we'll do the same thing. Okay. You just dab the extra water in it and then you can just merge it down to the wet surface. Okay. And now, so this is white gauze and I'm gonna just sprinkle it like this. Don't add too much of water because otherwise the sprinkling. Okay, let me get it close. This we have to do. Just tap on your brush. Okay. Now we will add some snow on the branches and it should be some random one. Okay. Now I think the snow is not clearly visible in the video, right? Just let me see. This is how it is looking. This is how our complete painting is looking. So I'm gonna use my hair dryer to get it dry. Thank you so much, Jayashree ma'am. So our painting is done, and I will remove the tapes now. Guys, one thing I want to ask you all that please complete your painting and don't forget to tag me and flash paints. Thank you so much, Jashri. And I love to see your beautiful artworks with flash paintings. And I would love to share them on my Instagram, and so do my brand partner also. So definitely, we will be waiting for that. And this is the final artwork that we have created in this workshop. So if you guys have any queries, any questions regarding the colors or the paper or whatever, so let's wind it up. And don't forget to tag me and Flash Paint in your artworks. We would love to share them on Instagram, and stay tuned to my page and Flash Paints artworks. And we will be coming up with an amazing workshop again very soon. And thank you so much, guys, for joining me in. It was fun meeting all of you, and I totally enjoyed the session. And do let us know your views about the session. What do you want to see? You can approach me or Flash Paints on our respective pages. And we would love to host you another workshop very soon. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.